Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to Intest UK channel. My name is Tom, and today I want to tell you a little bit about network switches, why they matter, what kind of switches there are, and what you want to think about when you are choosing one. So firstly, why network switches matter, especially in security industry where we have a bunch of CCTV cameras or network access control panels or video entry systems. Before you start plugging cables in, let's realize what switches really are, especially in security industry field. For your video intercom unit or CCTV camera or IP-based access control panel, your network switch acts as a central hub. The information from CCTV camera to the network video recorder runs through that switch. It's a central unit that brings all the components together, which makes choosing the right switch ever so important. There are different types, different models, different manufacturers. One of the critical points is PoE, which stands for Power over Ethernet. If you have CCTV cameras which can be powered over Ethernet, this is very vital piece of information you need to look at. Managed versus unmanaged. Sometimes you have a flat network, you don't have any clever subnetting, so that unmanaged switch would suit perfectly fine. However, in enterprise deployments, you would need to manage your switch, give it appropriate IP address, select a VLAN or quality of service, and obviously bandwidth. If you have hundreds of CCTV cameras that broadcast 4 or 8 megapixel images, all of a sudden your bandwidth that are running through those switches, because of the cameras are pushing so much, can get clogged. And last thing you want is reaching the bandwidth limit and end up with scattered images. So let's talk about physical setup or physical connection. When you want to start plugging everything together, you start by mounting your switch typically in your cabinet, but sometimes you might have a small desk standing equipment which doesn't have any rack mounted options. Typically, again, you would have a switch that goes into your cabinet and mounts in nicely for cable management. Power it up, give it a couple of minutes, depending on your make and model. It will take a little bit of time for the operating system to boot up, check the LED status and make sure everything is green. Next step would be patching your uplink, which means a patch lead from your router or a core switch into your uplink, and next connect all your devices, your access control panels, your CCTV cameras or video entry components. If it is indeed a PoE switch, your cameras will start automatically, and then it depends on their individual setup, what needs to happen to them. Whether you need to set up a static IP address, etc., but we are talking about the switch. Now let's talk about configuration of the switches. This applies to the managed switches. You have a couple of components you want to think about when it comes to configuration. First and foremost, VLANs. VLANs means segmentation of your network. Have a look at that topic or ask us down in the comments if you want us to tell you more about it. VLAN means segmentation of your network where your CCTV and access control or video entry data does not mix up with other systems or other subnets, such as lightning control or building management system, etc. Next quite important thing is QoS, quality of service. That's where you get to prioritize your access control or security systems traffic and making sure it is not disrupted by other traffic on your subnet or on your LAN. Next, port security. In modern managed switches, you can configure which device specifically is allowed and able to connect and communicate on that specific network port. Lastly, PoE management. Some cameras, for example, will require certain amount of PoE. Other cameras, for example, PTZ cameras, which means pan, tilt, and zoom, may require higher PoE capacity, higher PoE power. You need to make sure your switch allows for that, has the amount of power required for all the devices, and has the specific power PoE requirements for that specific make and model of your camera, which might be higher and the switch does not allow for it. Why I came down here into the office from the roof, I wanted to show you one of the switches because I know we have one spare one in the office. This is a small Ruckus ICX switch. Really like the brand, really like their product. So here, let me stop my camera following me. Clicky. Okay, so look, here you have 12-port PoE switch with 2 copper uplinks or 2 SFP uplinks. If you recall, I spoke about the uplinks a little while ago. SFP, you can buy and utilize fiber optic connection, and you can install your specific fiber requirement type of connector. It can be single mode, multi-mode, or different LC, SC type of connector on that fiber optic cable, or as I said, standard copper cable. So you would connect your uplinks to this section of the router, configure it accordingly. If you have different VLANs, for example, VLAN 10 for CCTV, VLAN 15 for access control, VLAN 20 for video entry, you would segment all those VLANs, connect your individual components into the switch, and then on your uplink, you would configure something called VLAN trunk, so that all of that traffic can communicate on your uplink upstream to your core router, to your firewall, or whatever is on your network. And last section, I want to talk about testing and verification. Once you get all your components connected, your switches configured, your cables are plugged in, one important bit I forgot to mention is labeling your cables. Sounds picky, sounds maybe over the top or too much, but trust me on this one. Since we are labeling our cables, we are meticulous, we are precise, it always pays off. There is always something you need to get back to your cabinet, disconnect something, change your cable, repatch, redress. Once you start disconnecting those cables out from the switch, you easily forget where they go to, depending how your routing in a cabinet is. Labeling your cables, big yes, big plus. You'll thank me later. Test your switches. Basic networking principles. Ping your device. Ping your switch first and foremost. If you can see it, if you can ping it, if the switch responds, great. Next step, try and test your components on the other end, the field devices, the cameras, the access control panels, the video entry devices. Ping them, scan your network, make sure there is no lag, view the images, log into your cameras, and make sure that you can see everything properly. Everything connects and gels together, and you have one happy, working, and fully operational system. Well done to you. Thumbs up. And that would conclude our foundation, what you need to know about the switches, what they are, and what to think about when you are buying one. If you have any questions, let us know down in the comments or reach out directly. Subscribe, help the channel, like the video, and let us know if there is anything specific when it comes to data, when it comes to security that you would like us to talk about. Thank you. Until then.